You know what keeps you from truly enjoying a good story? It's the lack of immersion. So, let's fix that, shall we? Come with me. I want to show you true horror. Put everything else away. If you have some urgent task burning a hole in your schedule, come back later. Nothing should interrupt us. Think about it. Wouldn't it be a shame if our entire journey remained just background noise? If it passed you by, barely grazing your senses, fading away without leaving a single scar on your memory? We don't want that, do we? We want to feel the solid earth beneath our feet. We want to let every moment, even the smallest shiver, pass right through us. That is why it is vital, absolutely vital, that you let go of the real world and give yourself over to the story. I'm not rushing you. I can wait. Do exactly as I ask. Kill the lights. You don't want a stray reflection cutting into your eyes. Imagine how frustrating it would be if right at the climax, a glare from the street fractured the world inside your head. Nothing kills the mood faster. Now that you're standing in the dark, get comfortable. Make sure you're alone. Make sure no one will disturb you. I know it's hard, but try to keep your mind still until the very end of our adventure. Put on your headphones. We don't need outside noise. Right now, a car passing by or a dog barking might seem trivial, but later, any one of those sounds could turn into a loose stone under your foot. And you don't want to trip, right? Remember, if you ignore even one piece of my advice, everything falls apart. You'll be bored or distracted, and it will be entirely your fault. But if you do everything right, I promise you're going to love this. Now that your body is at ease and your thoughts are surrendered to my temporary custody, I need to give you a few rules. Your imagination is stronger than any story I could tell, and we need to make sure it doesn't turn against us. Listen to me. In everything, don't ask questions. Don't act without a command. If I say stop, you freeze. If I say run like hell, you run. If I order you to leave me behind to save yourself, you obey. My job is to save your mind and keep your body breathing. Don't be afraid. I know the anxiety is already whispering that something smells wrong here, that this is a bad idea, but as long as I'm here, nothing can touch you. Trust my instincts. Trust my experience. I've been to the place we're going. We're going for a walk through the ruins of an old summer camp. And aside from just killing time, we have a mission. Do you know the first rule of urban exploration? The unshakable law that every visitor must burn into their brain. Don't answer. I'll tell you. The first rule of the abandoned. If there's no graffiti on the walls, run. Think about it. If a place is safe, the locals claim it. Teenagers break in to drink. Drifters find shelter, and every second visitor feels the urge to pull out a Sharpie or a spray can and leave their mark, a tag, a name, a crude drawing. But if the walls are clean, if there's not a single tag, that means the place is either so hidden that no one has ever found it, or there's a reason people stay away. But let's not spoil the mood with paranoia. So our goal is simple. We're going to be the first. We'll paint some graffiti ourselves. We'll dream up something creepy, something mesmerizing. We'll leave a message for the next traveler. Second rule. If it looks unstable, don't touch it. It's a long way down if a rotten staircase gives way, and taking a rusty nail to the skull isn't how we want this night to end. Don't worry, I'll tell you where to step. Third rule, if the vibe feels wrong, if your gut screams at you to leave, you run. Intuition is an old survival mechanism. It rarely lies about danger. But tonight, I hope we won't need it. So here we are, standing on the cracked pavement at the edge of the camp. Don't rack your brain wondering how we got here. It doesn't matter. We're surrounded by overgrown briar bushes and towering pines. It's night. The wind has picked up, cold and biting. The sky is a bruised purple. No stars. We are miles from the nearest town. No streetlights. No power lines. We don't even hear birds. The wind drowns out everything, beating against your ears like it's trying to hide a sound coming from close by. You're shivering. We didn't bring jackets. Smart. But it's fine. Once we get inside the buildings, the air will be still. We won't freeze. Look around, turn on your phone flashlight. There, see that long, low building? That's the mess hall, choked by vines and thickets. You can barely make out the shingles on the roof. The beam of your light just dies in the overgrowth. Aim the light a little to the left. There, a brick lodge with a front porch. The door, it's slightly ajar. The padlock has been twisted off. Let's head there. Let's take a look. Run your light over the windows. Look at the peeling white paint on the frames. How many decades has it been since anyone cared for this place? It's unsettling. And the glass, so thick with dust you can't see through it. Most of the panes are intact, but you see, that one? A jagged, star-shaped hole. If you stuck your hand through that, you'd shred your wrist. Main artery. So much blood you'd never stop it. We've been standing on this porch too long. Time to go in. Pull the door. God, those hinges scream like a dying animal. Open it faster. Get it over with. We don't want to announce our presence. Amazing. The darkness inside is thick. Physical. Like if you take one step, you'll drown in it forever. Thank God for your flashlight. Go on. Cut through the blackness. We're in the entryway. Small room. Typical mudroom for a place like this. Did you hear that? Something clicked deep in the building. Don't jump. Stay calm. It's probably nothing. Old houses settle. Keep moving. Step onto the floorboards. Feel that hardwood. Old warping, but solid enough to hold us. Hear how it groans under your weight. That sound is echoing through every room in the lodge. That click was probably just an echo of us walking. Check out that window on the wall. Wide, multi-paned. A few squares of glass are missing, and the wind is whistling through them. Okay, look at the other wall. The main door is open, but there's another one to the left. Closed. Let's start there. Let's see what it's hiding. Imagine how nasty it would be if the thing we're scared of is sitting right behind it. Sorry, couldn't resist, but think about it. It would be terrifying to open it and see, I don't know, some deranged old woman hanging upside down like a bat. And that's the best case scenario. If she's asleep. Worse if she's awake and just waiting. We aren't too deep in yet. We could still run, but every step closer to that door shrinks our chances. Just fear talking, stupid thoughts. You weren't worried until I brought it up, were you? So relax, go on. Grab the handle. Didn't squeak as much. Maybe the rust hasn't eaten it yet? Or maybe someone oiled it recently. That's weird. Look inside. No Batwoman. Just a pile of old junk covered in a dusty tarp. Nothing interesting. Almost disappointing. Hey, do me a favor. Stick your hand with the phone into the room and shine the light up at the ceiling. No, I'm 99% sure. It's empty, but, best to check. Empty? Thought so. Just testing your nerves. You know how they say it takes a lot of willpower to look behind you when someone says don't look back? Well, nobody talks about how hard it is to look up. Okay, enough of that. Let's go into the main hall. It's much bigger. 3 doorways branching off. The closest one is a restroom. Shattered toilet. Standard ruins. The others are offices. Look there, under the radiator by the window. A black moldy hatch, the crawl space. Do you have the guts to get closer? To see what's living under the floorboards? God, imagine if the hook man is down there. You know that story? I love that one. Almost as much as I love scaring people. So what's actually down there? Just a shallow dugout. Dirt pipes, old rusty meters. No hook? All right, relax. Come here into the next room. It looks like the director's office. Look at the wall. Someone punched a hole through the drywall. Shine the light through. What do you see? Just another office? Boring. Let's take a break here. Clear off that desk. Just sweep that stack of rotting file folders onto the floor. I'll wipe the dust off with my sleeve. Sit on the desk. It's sturdy. Turn off the flashlight for a second. Listen, there it is again. A click. From the next room. I bet anything. It's a horsefly buzzing against the glass, or a mouse chewing on the baseboards. It can't reach us up here on the desk. Now that the dark has wrapped around us, I want to tell you a story. There's no better place for a ghost story than the dusty office of an abandoned camp. A friend of mine, good guy, decided to get a puppy. He lived in a rural area, right on the edge of the national forest. He loved walking that dog down the old logging roads along the tree line. Mornings were fine, but evenings? Late at night after 10, when the woods turned into a solid black wall, he started hearing things. It came from behind the trees. It sounded like a cat meowing, but with a caveat. My friend swore it didn't sound like an animal. It sounded like a person pretending to be a cat. The voice was too deep, too throaty. A grown man trying to make a high-pitched mew. Logic told him a cat, even a hurt one, wouldn't stay in one spot for 3 days calling for help. But every time he heard it, logic shut down. He just wanted to go to it, to find the source. But every time, some instinct, some primal alarm bell, yanked his hand and pulled him away from the trees. One week he was out of town and his sister walked the dog. When he got back, she told him she heard it too, someone meowing in the woods. Wait. I heard something. Footsteps. No, not outside. Here. Inside the lodge. Unlikely anyone else is crazy enough to be here this late. By the way, did you notice? No graffiti here either, but we didn't run. We're braver than the rest. Who's gonna hurt 2 tough explorers like us? Let's just calm down. Ignore the noises. Back to the meowing in the woods. You want to know what was out there, right? My friend came home one night and took the dog out again. And again, that sound. That wrong human meowing. He took a step toward the trees, and his dog, usually brave, started whining. Pitifully. The dog clamped its jaws around the leash and tugged him back, terrified, like it knew. It knew the master was about to do something fatal. But he didn't look at the dog. The road was empty, just the wind rushing through the leaves, whispering one word: run. Did he listen? Did he realize it was a final warning? Of course not. The sound had hooked him deep in his brain. He dropped the leash. He walked toward the tree line like he was hypnotized. He pushed through the briars, stumbling into the dark, not knowing what he was looking for, while the meowing got louder and wetter. Hold on. No. I definitely hear walking. This isn't random anymore. We've stayed too long. Turn on the flashlight, now. Shine it at the window. No smiling face pressed against the glass. Good. Now the hole in the wall. Anyone looking at us from the next room? Move slowly. If someone is there, let them see we're alert. Maybe they'll hide. Nobody? Okay. Deep breath. We're leaving. Let's check the building next door. I'll go first. I'll check the main room, make sure the path is clear. I don't want to leave you alone in here with that hole in the wall. Damn. I could have sworn that window was closed when we came in. Okay, don't panic. Sit tight. I'm climbing off the desk, walking to the doorway. Seems clear. Wait a second. I'm going to peek into the other office. Don't freak out. That was me. I tapped the glass, trying to slide the frame. God, these hinges are shrieking again. Everything in this office feels flimsy, even the windowsill. I'm leaning on it and it's groaning like it's about to snap. Damn it! It actually cracked. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Just old wood. Breathe. And the floor. Listen to this. I was tiptoeing before, but now I'm putting my weight down. Hear that? It's like a bad horror movie sound effect. All that's missing is an evil laugh. Okay, enough torture. Let's get out of here. I'm in the main room waiting for you. Hop off the desk. Run to me. Now, straight to the exit. Follow me. Slam that squeaky door shut. We're done with this place. Outside feels better, doesn't it? Even the cold feels good now. Let's try the next building. That mess hall gave me the creeps, and the bushes around it were too thick. Perfect for an ambush. Remember rule 1? We skipped that one. But look at the other side. Shine your light there. 2-story building. Look at the siding. Weather beaten, stripped bare. Moss patches looking like bruises on the wood. The windows look like empty eye sockets. Angry. Staring us down. Let's see if the inside is as scary. Quickly, the wind is picking up again. It wants us inside. Look here. Padlock is gone too. And look. The hasp was torn out. Someone ripped it out by the screws. We aren't the first ones here. Pity. Open it up. Narrow hallway. Tight fit for 2 people. Let's not crowd. Every step crunches. Broken tiles. It's a mess in here. Long corridor. Doors on both sides. Piles of old desks, chairs, trash, shattered beer bottles. Look at the walls. Wainscoting. Peeling wallpaper above. Dark wood panels below. And look in the corner. Old leather armchairs. The kind with the reclining backs. This must have been the staff lodge. Maybe where the camp director lived. Stay here. I'll check the first floor rooms. Don't move, okay? Shine the light down the hall for me. Can you hear me? In this room, the drop ceiling has collapsed. Rotting acoustic tiles everywhere. There's a hole in the ceiling above. I can't see what's up there, but I know something is hiding in it. No, not a monster. Probably a raccoon or a bird nest. Not gonna check it, but here, a room with a barred window. Payroll office maybe, and a heavy steel door. Locked. Ouch. Stepped on glass again. Sorry, just kicking it aside. Nothing here but dust. Let's go upstairs. That's where the action is. Wide staircase, solid oak. Doesn't squeak like the other one. Debris on every step. Rusty soup cans. Papers. Second floor is cleaner, more open. Let's pick a room. How about the one facing the first building? We can look down on where we just were. Go in with the flashlight. I'll take a quick look around the hall. While you hesitate, I'm checking the other rooms. I shouldn't have let you take the only light. I almost tripped over a pile of trash. You won't believe this, in the back room, a tear-away calendar on the wall. I wanted to grab it, but I got cold feet. Look at the date. It's today's date. And the year? Current year. Uncomfortable, right? Probably a prank by some local kids. But there's more. On the floor of that room, a mattress with a dirty sheet. A fresh sheet. I'm not saying someone lives here, just stating facts. And that steel door downstairs is bothering me. Why is it locked when everything else is open? Did you hear that? A thud from behind the steel door. We really should have brought pepper spray. What are we going to fight with? A piece of siding? Okay, sit on the windowsill. Finish the story in the dark. I'll stand by the door and keep watch. If I see something, I'll yell run. By the way, did you notice? No graffiti here either. We broke rule 1 twice. Give me the marker from your pocket. I'm going to write something on the wall opposite you. While you are reading this, he is looking at you, and in small letters below. He saw you break in. He followed you. Run. Creepy, right? If I saw that, I'd jump out the window. Keep the light off. I need to check downstairs again. That thud. I have a bad feeling. It's too quiet. I'll be right back. Listen for my footsteps so you know I'm close. Hear that? Crunching on the stairs, echoing back to you. I'm gonna knock on that steel door. Okay, that's enough. I'm coming back. Here I am. You want the end of the story? Fine. My friend dropped the leash, walked into the woods. He got close to the meowing. He thought he was about to find a hurt animal, but he realized the sound wasn't coming from the ground. It was coming from above. Hardest thing to do, look up. He looked up. There was a man in a hospital gown, up in the tree, completely still, positioned wrong, the way no living body should be positioned, like gravity had simply forgotten about him. His eyes were wide open, glowing in the dark, a massive, stretched grin on his face, and he looked right at my friend and said, in a rough, baritone voice, "Meow." And he reached down with long plasticine arms toward my friend's throat. My friend ran. He doesn't remember getting home, just the dog howling. 2 weeks later, he died. Wasting disease, blackened flesh, maybe a curse passed through that touch. Sometimes I think about that story. I feel like the answer is close, but something pulls me away. Okay, listen to me. Slide to the floor. Hide in the shadow. Look out the window. Look at the first building we were just in. Do you see the red light in the window? Pray that's a cigarette and not an eye. Close your eyes. They aren't alone. I hear the door to this building opening. I'm sorry. I lied. I played a game with you. That writing on the wall. I didn't write it. I don't have a marker. You understand now, don't you? I wasn't there. You've been walking through here alone the whole time. The sounds, the clicks, the footsteps. That wasn't me. It was him. He knows you're here. They are checking the rooms downstairs. It's just a matter of time. I can't help you anymore. Your life is in your hands. I hear breathing in the hallway. They found you.